Here we go. Alright. Everything is lined up nicely. Everything looks good. Audio looks good. Well, audio sounds good. Okay. Alright. I'm not going to wait like I usually do, because then when people look at this video, once it's fully processed and no longer live, then they're going to be wondering, what's taking them so long to get started? So I'm going to go ahead and get started right now, and, well, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get started instead of, just waiting for people to show up, because I have a habit of doing that, and then when the video's already processed and up, it's just a whole bunch of me not doing anything in the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and get started right now. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here with yet another solo leveling read-through. I'm going to be reading it using my phone rather than my computer, so that way I can actually face you guys instead of looking like this, leaning forward, and being kind of awkward. I've also increased the volume of my mic so that way I can be away from it, but also be heard just as much. So let me go ahead and say hi to the Anime Juke. Thank you for being here as well. And let's go ahead and move on. So last we left off in the chapters of solo leveling, Jinwoo was left on pretty much the sacrificial altar while everyone else left, because when they went inside of that double dungeon, which was supposed to be like a D-ranked dungeon, they went in the dungeon and a whole bunch of people got massacred. There's like this god statue that vaporized people that stood stood higher than a certain level, because thou shalt bow before God, and thou shalt praise God, and thou shalt what is it? Something that deals with thou shalt have faith in God or whatever, something like that. And a lot of people got killed because they didn't listen to these tenets. Park, who was a family man who had another one on the way, literally got split down the middle because he thought everything is fine, we're good. He literally got sliced down the middle. Then there was another dude who thought just because he had some good legs and he could jump good, thought he could make a mad dash for the door, winds up leaving only his feet behind because the rest of him gets vaporized. And a whole bunch of other people died because they thought that, well, let's run, let's get out of here. And then the god statue takes on like a nightmare-fuelish face, and starts squashing people, men, women alike. It don't discriminate. It squashes them all. And it got to the point where Jinwoo is pretty much the... Unfortunately, I'm a little short on funds. Shonen Sensei, dude, I told you. It is not required for you to do this every single solo leveling stream. Dude, don't feel pressured in order to do it. I'm happy to do this. Donations is secondary. Don't feel like you have to do it every single time. Please, please, please. Let me be serious about this. Please don't feel pressured like you gotta do it. Let me make sure I'm centered. I don't think I'm actually centered in the middle. But dude, don't feel like you don't have to. I didn't even read the rest of what you said. But I'll make it up to you next stream. I know I don't have to, but you deserve it. Well, I'm glad that you think so, but at the same time, please don't feel like if you don't do it. And here's the Anime Jew coming in for the donation for Sensei. It still surprises me whenever this happens during my streams, whenever people donate during my streams. I'm still surprised that I have people who think that I'm worthy enough to do this for. It still surprises me every day. But thank you, Anime Juke, for Sensei. But like I said, everyone, it don't feel like you gotta do it. Like, it's appreciated. I really do appreciate it, because it helps me get closer and closer to me doing this full time all the time, rather than me doing my outside job out there, because trust me, I enjoy doing this so much. But it's not mandatory for you to see the content that I do. It's optional, but I do appreciate it nonetheless. So, when we last left off, it got to the point where Song, who was pretty much the leader of this group, was left along with Jui, and Jin just said, take her and get out of here. And of course, Jui was protesting to this because she's close to Jinwoo. To what degree, we still don't know. But Song pretty much karate chops her in the back of the neck, knocks her out, and he leaves. I forgot what else his name. Mr. something. The other guy that was there with Park. He left, saying that he has a family, and basically just left him there. Everyone leaves, and it's just Jin. And it gets to the point where he only has a sword left, and all the stone golems, all the stone statues, alongside with the god statues that were in the room, were just bearing down on him on the sacrificial altar, and he pretty much dies. You get stabbed through the chest. We've seen this multiple times through some chapters, with Chapter 0, Chapter 1, and then lastly on Chapter 10. So now we get to find out what happens. And it says, notice, congratulations, you have now become a player. Then there's a flash, and then Jin wakes up in a hospital bed. So we get to find out what happens afterwards. He wakes up in a hospital bed. Solo leveling Chapter 11. And he's just breathing heavily, and he's clutching his chest because that's exactly where one of the stone statues stabbed him. And he's just still breathing heavily. A dream? Was it all a dream? And he's looking around. He's literally looking around his room because he's trying to piece together what happened. Am I in the hospital? And of course, two dudes in black suits walk in. Well, I can't say of course, because we have no idea what's about to happen. Two dudes in black suits walk into the room. And one dude looks like he has like heavy eyelids, and I feel like he would have the same voice as Aizawa from the English dub of My Hero Academia. So I'm going to try to see if I can give him that voice. Have you regained consciousness? Who are you? I apologize if we startled you. The Hunters Association surveillance team. Why does the surveillance team want to talk to me? I've been asleep for 3 whole days? So this dude has been out for 3 days. What happened to Jui and Mr. Song? Are they safe? They're both safe, but Mr. Song Chiyu lost an arm, so he'll have a lot of difficulty fighting as a hunter. He might choose to retire. As for Ms. Lee Jui, she seems to have been heavily traumatized, so she is currently receiving therapy. Wow, that managed to really mess her up. Alright, we're good. I wanted to make sure there wasn't any background noise happening in the background because this mic is very sensitive. I might need to try and soundproof my room. That's something I kind of want to do, but at the same time I don't want to because I kind of want to do it at my own place rather than do it here. So there might be something I need to do in order to get like noise canceling for that. But apparently Jui has been heavily traumatized from seeing a ton of people get massacred by walking stone statues. And she is currently receiving therapy. We're not sure if they'll continue to work as hunters. Also, Mr. Kim Sing-cheek and the other hunters are. No, it's okay. I heard enough. And he's remembering all the people that left him behind. Only 6 people survived the double dungeon. This series is like Death Note did the fusion dance with Maji and then had a baby with Hunter x Hunter. Ooh, that's a nice comparison. Only 6 people survived the double dungeon. Hunters are aware that their jobs entails danger, but disasters such as this rarely happen. After receiving a report from the survivors, we sent the White Tiger Guild and our surveillance agents, but by the time they got there, everyone was already gone. You were the only one we found lying unconscious inside the dungeon. Egg cartons help. Like, egg cartons just... I don't feel like I don't want to buy a whole bunch of egg cartons and then have them up around my room. I'll figure out something. Something I can do myself. I'll figure it out. So that way, because there does tend to be a little bit of echo. But let's continue on, so that way I can get this done in a decent amount of time, and I don't take up your guys' time too much. Okay, let me go back. After receiving a report from the survivors, we sent the White Tiger Guild and our surveillance agents, but by the time they got there, everyone was already gone. So by the time the surveillance agents got there, there was no god statue, there are no other statues, it's just Jin on the altar. There isn't even, the room, from the way that this panel looks, the room doesn't even look the same as the dungeon they actually went into. The throne is gone. The whole big area is just gone. It's just Jin on the altar by himself in what looks to be a tunnel rather than a massive closed-in room. Everyone was already gone. You were the only one we found lying unconscious inside the dungeon, and the statue of God as well as the other stone statues were nowhere to be found. That's impossible! We're in disbelief as well. We would have considered other possibilities if we found even the slightest discrepancy in the survivors' accounts, or if we hadn't discovered body parts of the deceased hunters at the scene. This is just our guess, but we think you may have undergone a second awakening. Oh? A second awakening? The capabilities of a hunter's powers are determined when they first awaken. However, in rare cases, some hunters reawaken. There have also been instances of a hunter surpassing their limits. Push past your limits! Some C-rank hunters have advanced to A rank, and some B-rank hunters have advanced to S rank. Ooh, I wonder what S rank hunters have ascended from a very low tier, but are top tier now. This is a mana meter. All you have to do is place your hand on top of this essence stone here. If what the survivors said is true, and there were magic beasts high level enough to insta-kill, that means they can't be taken down by an average hunter. We may have to recruit not just A-rank hunters, but S-rank hunters to take care of them. It's hard to believe that such deadly magic beasts disappeared without a trace. Sung Jinwoo was the last survivor in that dungeon, so it's only natural that we suspect him of reawakening. And he's reading the meter, and it's going until it says 10, and it only says 10, and I'm guessing this means that 10 is a very low number. However, I suppose trash will always be trash. Yo, the dude is rude. This dude is rude. Even the weakest E-rank hunters score at least 70. How are the results? I think we've taken up too much of your time. What the... I got all excited for nothing. Kevin Spencer and Cohagen, welcome to the stream. What chapter are we on? I'm still reading through chapter 11. So we still have 9 more to go through. So you're literally here at the beginning. So the dude in suits with the Hunters Association, with the Hunters Association surveillance, they pretty much just leave Jin in his room by himself. And he's just wondering, but did this thing not bother these guys? Could it be that they can't see this thing? My leg was cut off, but it's back to normal now. So in this panel, it shows message. You have unread messages. So Jin is able to see screens, apparently, but they can't. And his leg was cut off, but his leg is back to normal now. My leg was cut off, but it's back to normal now. And I got stabbed in the chest right before I died, but there's no wound. Was I dreaming? How much of it was real? Maybe I should have told them that I can see this stuff. Is this not a touch screen?
Jinwoo, you just woke up. What are you doing? Don't tell me you hurt your head too.
Who's this?
I told you to be careful. I was worried sick.
Sorry.
Why are you the only one getting hurt all the time?
Who is this lady?
Everyone else seems to be okay.
I can't believe I was going to die and leave my little sister behind. Little sister! Okay. I think I'm still dreaming. I think I'm still partially dreaming, but there's a message right in front of her as she's trying to speak to him. And that is the end of chapter 11. Alright, moving on to chapter 12. And I've already have thumbnails set up for more corresponding chapters, so that way I can have those setups for the next time I continue to read through the next 10 chapters of Solo Leveling. So I got myself all set up. Solo Leveling, chapter 12! And here we are in what looks to be like an ongoing desert landscape. And it appears that Jinwoo is running through this desert landscape. Because he's not running for himself, he's running from something. A giant centipede-like creature with a bunch of sharp teeth. And it looks to be multiple centipede creatures chasing after him.
Notice, penalty quest, survival. Goal, survive for the allotted amount of time. Allotted time, 4 hours. Time left, 0 hours, 0 minutes, 7 seconds.
And there's images of a clock as it's ticking away. He only has like 7 seconds to survive. And he's running.
Notice, penalty quest has been completed.
And he runs through the floor, like the orientation of him running has him going through the floor and launching back up into the hospital room. He was just in the desert, but he's now in the hospital room now. Remember, sometimes the chapters are out of order, so use the drop-down tab. Don't worry, I've been using the drop-down tab. I have not been using the next tab to go over to the next one. I remember from last time, so we're still going through this. Penalty quest. Message. You have received a reward for completing the penalty quest. Check your reward. Accept or decline. And the joys of reading through on the phone is that you don't have ad block and random dumb sites will just pop in order to interrupt you. Luckily for me. I literally just went over to chapter 11 and chapter 12. Chapter 12, my bad. The thing about reading through mobile is there's no ad block on here. So sites that normally wouldn't have anything pop up, it pops up here. But he completes the penalty quest. Come on, load the images. Check your reward. He's huffing and puffing and he falls unconscious. And it looks like a nurse comes in.
Oh my god, what happened? I need some help over here.
She's not. What is Solo Leveling? Hey, Sensei Nam, Solo Leveling is a manga, a Korean manga, that has recently gained a lot of popularity lately. I've started late on the game, so it's already 124 chapters in, and we're going through 10 chapters at a time for me to fully catch up, and this will be another manga that I add to the channel that I read through. But so far, it's actually really good. But the nurse is asking for someone to help him, but she doesn't notice the bits of sand that are literally all over the floor. But apparently he's passed out, and then people are talking about him in the hospital.
You know that patient Sung Jinwoo? I heard he's a hunter. Yeah, that's right. It hasn't been that long since he regained consciousness, but he's been running around every single day. What did the doctors say? That hunters are different from the average person, so he'll recover in no time. They also said that some light exercise wouldn't do any harm, but look over there, he's running right now. Light exercise, are you sure he's going to be okay? How long has he been running?
It's been 4 days since I regained consciousness. There are a couple of things I've become aware of. Firstly, the screen I see in front of me is not an illusion. Notice, run 10 kilometers, completed 10 out of 10 kilometers. I can see it crystal clear, but no one else can. Quest, and then it shows quest info with his goals. Push-ups, 100 out of 100, done. Sit-ups, 100 out of 100, done. Squats, 100 out of 100, done. And run 10 kilometers out of 10 kilometers, done. Select your reward. Choose a reward from the list below. This sounds like a reward you would get if you're playing an idle mobile game, where you defeat a certain amount of enemies and you get random stuff as rewards. Assuming that you watch an ad in order to get like 3 times boosters for watching all that stuff. That gets on my nerves with mobile games. That's why I don't play them. Choose a reward from the list below. Reward 1, status recovery. Reward 2, ability points. 3 to be exact. And reward 3, 1 random loot box. Take the ability points. I hate loot boxes, especially if you don't know what's inside them. Accept this reward. Accept status recovery. And it shows him being bathed in light. Status recovery relieves any fatigue from exercising. The exhaustion weighing down my body is gone in an instant. Other options include obtaining ability points to boost my stats or an item from a random loot box. And when he says he's obtained an actual random loot box, it literally falls into his hand. I can distribute these points to any of the abilities in the character stats menu. And here in his stats we have, name Sung Jinwoo, level 1. Job, none. Title, none. Okay. This pop-up just came out of nowhere. What in the world? This was going so well until they decided to do that. Alright, nope, we're not doing this. We are not doing this. You're not about to interrupt my fun. We're going to use my computer because using mobile, it lets pop-ups pop up. We're going right back down here. Is there an ad block on mobile? I may have to look into that in the future. I know this is not professional, everyone, but we'll deal with it as we have been. So, other options include obtaining ability points to boost my stats or an item from a random loot box. I can distribute these points to any of the abilities in the character stats menu. So, going back to it, stats. Yeah, mobile is sus. Yes, it keeps pulling up that, hey, you've won this prize. I literally don't click on any ads on this page and it says, you've won this prize. Press OK. Or, oh, your phone has a virus. The struggles of a streamer. Hey, it happened. I'm glad I do this live, so we learn from this. But at least with this on computers, I don't have to worry about it going to any other pages because it's already blocked like 14 different pop-ups that could have happened from me being on this page. So, stats. Name Sung Jinwoo. Level 1. Speaking of, you should play Among Us. I don't know if I would survive Among Us. I don't know, because I would be that guy that would be screaming that, no, suspect, I saw him kill him. That would probably be me. Name, Sung Jinwoo. Level 1, job, none. Title, none. Fatigue, 0. Hit points, 10. Magic points, 10. Strength, 16. Agility, 10. Sense, 10. Health, 10. Intelligence, 10. At least you don't have J-mate pop-ups. I'm not even going to ask what that is. Increasing my abilities will make me that much stronger. Of course, I will level up as well. Stats, skills, items, inventory, item stashes, and so on. It's like playing a computer game. It really is. Hold on, let me zoom in just a tad bit more. 50% increased magnification. So he has passive skills, tenacity, level 1. Unknown. He has an unknown passive skill that's maxed out. We don't know what that is. That might be the ability that he has that lets him see his own screen and all his stats and everything. Active speed, level 1. And then it shows his stat screen and it shows him like his body with like, I guess, equip slots off to the side. It's like playing a computer game. A strange phenomena has taken control of me, and he flops down on the bench in the hospital. I have no clue how this happened. And it's showing his image, but it's blurred out, because I guess he doesn't have any gear. Available ability points, 3. You better put it into agility and intelligence, or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking of different isekais where they put stats, they put all their points into one stat. I don't like taking damage, so I'm going to put it all into defense. Or I don't like being weak, so I'm going to put it all into attack. Stuff like that. I haven't even watched that anime yet. Is it okay if I go out for a bit today?
Sure, but where do you plan on going?
There's something I need to take care of. And then, Hapcheong Station. Like I said, these Korean names are gonna get me. But then it ends the chapter with him standing at the steps going into the subway station. All right, moving on to chapter 13. Seriously, I have to do this all alone without a party? Solo leveling chapter 3. Is this the entrance into a gate? And he's walking in there by himself. Walking into a nice, dark, dank subway station all on his own. What should I do? I don't think I can do this. There's a foul stench. Is this the smell of a beast-type monster? And there's a metal-jawed, red dog creature down there. And he flinches as it launches towards him. And it tries to chomp on him. Think of, like, I guess, a warg, maybe, from Lord of the Rings. That's essentially what the size of this creature is like. And he dodges away from it. A wolf? Okay, we're going to call it a wolf. Steel-fanged lichen. Doesn't look like any lichen I'm used to. I'm used to lichens from Underworld. Those are werewolves. That and the werewolf from the Van Helsing Hugh Jackman movie. I can barely take on a couple of goblins. Will I be able to fight? Will I be able to win this fight? And the steel fang and the lichen is just growling at him. But in this panel, it looks like it's smiling at him. The way it's animated. And he just looks at it. My legs won't move. Why? Why? Is it because I'm scared? I didn't think I had any lingering trauma, as he remembers back to the god statue. And then the lichen launches towards him. Crap! And he manages to literally dodge away from him. I don't have a healer with me. I can't get hurt this time, no matter what. And it gets and then the lichen gets very, very close to, taking off a couple of pounds of flesh from the face. And he does a backflip and dodges away. Though it's not super professional when he gets to it. Huh? And he dodges away from it and he does a handstand. And then he flips back on his feet. My body feels light. He literally starts doing handstands and hand flips over the lichen. Okay, someone put them 3 points into that agility stat. I see. And he lands on his feet like a professional. And right as the lichen starts to bear his fangs on him, I was given a second chance at life. I can't give in to fear now. I refuse to die so easily. He literally right hooks the lichen straight in the face. And it is enough force to literally, the lichen's mouth was literally bearing down on him. He punches it in the jaw with enough force to literally close that jaw back up and launch it backwards. With enough force to launch it away from him and break the steel gate that was right behind it. So he must have put some points into strength as well, because he sent that thing flying with enough strength to crater the steel gate. And his hand is glowing. Oh, the invincible Iron Fist! What's this? Is this happening because I raised my strength stats? But Steel Fang Lycan, still there. It's still stronger than me. And then he just screams at it. "Ah!" And just starts punching it. Just as I thought. This isn't enough. And that is the end of chapter 13. Oh, your boy done put just a tiny little bit of strength points in, and he has enough strength to punch this Lycan, whereas I'm sure he probably wouldn't have phased it earlier if he didn't put any stats into it. And here he is. It's still not enough strength to kill it, but at least he's able to do something. It's good on you, mate. You're very good. Just keep it up. Pages are missing. Are they? Because I went through this all the way down. Beast type monster. Then it's fighting it. He's jumping at it. Pages are pages missing? Am I missing out on the entire things? Because I would hate to have gone through all of these chapters and I'm actually missing something. Following. Oh, so I am missing something. I'm going all the way down. Pages are missing. Okay, so we need to find another site then. w3sololeveling.net is no longer good enough. Alright, let's find... Okay, I got sololevelingread.com. And let's go to chapter 13 of this site and see if we're missing anything. Alright. Let's try this. Let's go down. Okay, there's a monster again. Bears down on him, jumps away, still Fang Lycan. Remembering back to the god statue. Almost bites him. Does all these flips. Lands on his feet. Punches it in the face. Launches it into the wall. It gets up from the wall. He starts trying to punch it again. Aha! 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 We found it! Okay, there's some pages missing. There's the missing pages. As I thought, this won't do. Monsters aren't affected much by normal attacks. Even this mob is stronger than me. And, okay, so we're continuing on. Okay, we're good! We found a brand new site to read from. In the middle of reading all of this. Hopefully, chapter 13 was the only one where I was missing pages on things. Thank you for speaking up, Sensei and Kohagen. I honestly felt like I was missing something as well because things kept finishing a little bit too fast. Even this mob is stronger than me. And it launches at a wall at him, but he dodges it just effortlessly. Dang it. What do I do? It's too much for me alone, and he runs away from it while he's still dodging. I can't win. Oh, he gets slashed in the arm. Party healers. Party healers equipment. I don't have any of those. What I have that can allow me to beat it. What I have is just my body. A weapon possessing magic power. If only I had a weapon. A weapon. Inventory! And then he brings up the screen. And he grabs into the screen. Are we reconnected? It just said I lost the connection for some reason. Okay, are we still good? Did it chop? Okay, I gotta reread through that. Let me reread through that real quick. Now it's okay. but it looks like the frame rate for me moving has gone down since it skipped those frames. What the... What in the world is going on? Let me exit out of all of these windows and just have this up. Okay, everything's moving fine. I want to make sure completely before I get back into reading again. I want to make sure that everything is back. Everything is fine. Oh my god, why... Are we good now? Can I continue reading to my audience? Network, YouTube, can I do that? Can I continue to entertain without any more interruptions? Do I have your permission? Good Lord. Are we back? Are we good? Okay. So I know where I left off. We're going to reread through that again. Alright, so... Inventory! He pulls up his inventory, pulls out a sword. Yeah, I don't know why this is in here, but... And he slashes the Steel Fang lichen straight down the middle and kills it. The blade that Mr. Kim Sang-shik left behind in the double lair. Kim Sang-shik's steel blade, type, sword. Plus 10 attack. Alarm, you have defeated the steel-fanged Riken. Alarm, you leveled up. Didn't Mr. Kim Sang-shik say that he bought this for 3 million won? So expensive. Usually I probably couldn't even afford to touch it, but I'll use this sword for now. An inventory, huh? That's pretty useful. Can I store anything in here? And then there's a step behind him because it looks like another steel-fanged lichen. Since I have a weapon, I'm not afraid anymore. And 2 more of the Rikens come up. It's called Riken here, but lichen someplace else. Alright, we're still moving smoothly. We only have 7 more chapters to go through. I'm gonna need to look into my network infrastructure to see about never making it buffer again, so it doesn't buffer for you guys. Once again, apologies if that literally threw off your immersion for that. I do apologize for that. Something I'm still working on. I'm trying to find out the intricacies of it so I can make it perfect every single time I do this. He's holding the sword in his hand. Why can't I pull it out? Come on, come out! And both of the animals start to bear down on him, and he screams, and he pulls the sword up, and he slashes one, and the other Riken catches it in his mouth. He's not called Steel Fang for nothing. I can't let Mr. Kim's sword go to waste. And he literally cuts he slashed one Riken, killed that. Then he kills the other one by slashing it completely through the midsection, literally bisecting him. Oh, the unlimited power. Well, actually, you know what? No. Hold on. It wasn't even... He slashes one, doesn't kill it. But the other one, he completely bisects. And that Riken that he slashed on the side notices it. Now that I think about it, you guys, when compared to those monsters... Now that I think about it, you guys, when compared to those monsters, are too weak. Yo, dude's already got a whole bunch of confidence. I mean, he dealt with all those golems that were there before. So anything under those golems are literally weak to him now. And it actually, one of the Raikens actually backs away and tucks its tail between its legs and goes and leaves. Name Sung Jinwoo, level 2. Job none, title none, hit points 205. Wow, he went from 100 hit points to 105 extra. Magic points 22, strength 20, agility 11, senses 11, vitality 11, intelligence 11, remaining points 0. Passive muscularity level 1 with active sprint level 1 and Mr. Kim's steel blade. And that's it for chapter 3. Okay, so PR note, to clear up the confusion, even though the rewards are drawn and translated as choose one, it is indeed so that he gets all 3 rewards. He has done 3 daily quests after the failed first day and received 9 stat points invested in strength. First the 6 with 3 remaining, and now with all in strength. Oh, okay, so this is actually a better site to go through because it actually lets you know what's actually going on in the chapter. So all the rewards that he could have got with like stat increase, ability, fatigue, recovery, status recovery, and the item box. He got all 3 of those because he completed those 3 daily tasks. Okay, moving on to chapter 14. So it's showing his stats, and I see if I level up every stat goes up by 1. Clearing the daily quest gives me 3 stat points. Leveling up means all my stats go up by 1, so I get a total of 5 points. Looks like hunting monsters and leveling up is more efficient. How much stronger do I become per stat point? Even my intelligence and sense have been expressed with numbers. The easiest one to understand is strength. It was only raised by 10, but I can definitely feel the improvements. I need to play myself an stat-based RPG. The rewards also stack if unused. Ooh, that's actually a nice bonus. I wish some games had that. Hey, you don't accept this reward? Fine. We'll just stack it with another one until you choose to accept it. I really wish some more games did that. That would be very interesting. We're still doing good. Still doing good. Magnificent. Could it be that my stats are weighted? Anyways, I can see that you get stronger as you level up. It seems like even I can get stronger. Am I overreacting? Just because I defeated 2 monsters? Don't these ones drop magical cores? I thought all monsters in a dungeon possess a magical core. Looks like this is a different species altogether, though. The strange phenomenon that occurred to me. If I'm being controlled by the game system, there's a high chance that these instant dungeons and monsters were also specifically created by the system. Maybe that's why they drop items and not magical cores. And he picks up a Raiken Fang. Item class, none. Type, junk. A large and sharp fang of a Raiken. You can keep it in your inventory or sell it in the store. This really is an RPG game. There's even a store in here. And he literally can pull up the store menu so he doesn't have to go anywhere to sell stuff. He can just sell the items he picks up from monsters right then and there. Does that money go directly into his account? There needs to be video games like that. Sell stuff in real life, sell stuff in the game, and you get paid in real life. There needs to be something like that. I know Diablo had that with their in-game store, and that's why they got rid of it, because people were selling stuff for crazy prices. But it would be nice. Buy, sell, trade. What does buying do? Your level is not high enough to buy from the store. Oh, so he's not a high enough level to actually buy anything. But he can sell stuff. Looks like new players can't use this function. Would you like to sell item, Raiken Fang? Yes. He sells it for 20. 20 gold? I can't tell how much it's worth since it's not cash. Then again, this dungeon should be about an E rank. It probably isn't worth much. What do I do now? I can't leave unless I kill the boss. I could leave if I got a return crystal, but I don't know if that'll even happen. And before long, I'd lose my supply of food. Even if the boss is E rank, it's still too much for me to handle by myself. No, shouldn't it be possible if I leveled up some more? Well, I could die before then. And he gets up as he notices another Riken, whose eyes are glowing in the dark. And then multiple eyes light up right behind it. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more Riken eyes. So 11 Rikens all together. And they all come out of the darkness to bear down on him. Well, this is your perfect chance to level up with mobs! And he just glares at him. There's nothing to fear. I've already died once before. And all the steel fangs just start roaring and barking at him. And he just launches towards him. Hello, random number. I don't know you. Be gone from my phone. And he starts slashing at the Rikens. And as he's doing that, he's cutting limbs off. He's cutting heads off. One grabs his hood. And he slashes behind him, but it jumps away from him. And then multiple eyes of Rikens are there with him. I won't die that easily. So you all shouldn't die too easily either, or I'll feel sorry. Yo, this man went from being an E-rank hunter who barely could keep himself together when stuff was going down in that big god room, watching people die left and right. He levels up once. And his confidence has gone through the roof. When he was worried about getting killed by monsters before, like goblins, and all like, I'm not strong enough to take on goblins. He's face to face with multiple killer steel fanged Rikens. And I know it was called Lycans in the previous chapter I read, but steel fanged Rikens, and his confidence is all like, well, you all shouldn't die too easily either, or I'll just feel sorry. Like, this man's confidence has just skyrocketed ever since his reawakening. Fiercely, and they fight fiercely, and there's just this long panel of just sword slashes on the black background. It's actually quite nice looking. For simplicity, it's very well drawn, and you can get the sense of him doing all this if it was actually an animated episode, which reminds me, it's actually getting an anime adaptation, so I would love to see that. But he's slashing all of these Rikens left and right, not even getting touched. Fight fiercely, as much as my body can endure. And he's leveled up again. I truly realize now. Leveled up again! If I quit here, I'll get slaughtered. Leveled up again! This man is leveling up so many times! And he's standing there with his sword embedded in the head of one of the Rikens as all the other Rikens are staring at him. Good lord, this is actually starting to get really, 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 really good! If I die, I can't protect those who I wish to protect. It looks to be his mom in the background, I want to say, because that's not Jui, and it shows his sister. Just some clarification from other missing pages from previous chapters. The current dungeon is called an instance dungeon that only Sing Jinwoo can access for the purpose of leveling up. Okay, thank you, Sensei, for clarifying. I probably should have gone with this side from the beginning so that way I didn't miss anything. But thank you for the clarification, so I know. This is a dungeon specifically for him to level up. And it shows multiple Rikens dead as they look at him. I will lose. If I die, I can't protect those who I wish to protect. I will lose everything. And he's just staring at the Rikens. He has like a slash wound. He has like a slash wound on his leg, but he has a lot of blood on. He has a little bit of blood on his shirt, but it's not from him. And he's staring down at the Rikens as he starts to walk towards them. I can't just keep my head down like a weakling. If I can become stronger, I'll even follow these crappy rules. And he rushes at them, and he keeps leveling up. Blood is splattered all over the walls and ceiling. Multiple bodies of Rikens are around his body. He's huffing and puffing, and he's walking through. And he looks off to the side, and he sees even more Riken. There's even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There's a lot of Rikens in this panel for the sake of me not getting those counts right, because I feel like I didn't. There's a lot of Riken just staring him down as they come out of the shadows, and their teeth are glowing as well. Kind of reminds me of that blue-eyed demon from the Castlevania series, the way they made it look here in this panel. And he just lets out a breath, and all the Riken just stare at him. And he looks at him, and you see the color in his eyes, and his eyes are blue. It was black before, but now his eyes have turned blue. Alarm. You have earned the title Wolf Slayer. Yo! Okay. I see you. Alright. Let's move on to chapter 15. Okay, I'm glad I found this site, because this site is a lot better than the one I was reading. A lot more pages, a lot more clarification, a lot less likely for me to be missing out on anything important. Alright, chapter 15. The Riken are staring him down. He's earned the title Wolf Slayer. Looks like the blade's all dull. In the end, a weapon will inevitably lose durability. I wonder if there's weapons here in this world that don't lose durability at all. Like, the higher grade it is, the more durable it is. I wonder if there's a way you can make it so that a weapon is can't ever lose durability. I wish there was such an item in the Dark Souls series, because my washing pole breaks every so often. Even if I purchase a high-grade weapon, it becomes like this once I cycle through the dungeons a few times. There was once a time I purchased a dagger that cost more than 50,000 won. Although hunting became a lot easier, the dagger broke way too easily at the boss battle. That's what you get for bringing in a dagger to a boss battle, unless it's like a very strong dagger, and you use alchemy in Skyrim and overpowered everything. That day I lost 3 E-class magic crystals. I still couldn't make ends meet, so I never brought a weapon again. Even if it was tiring, I chose to take care of them one by one using my body. Thanks to you, this worked out. And there's a whole... So his blade pretty much just got completely dulled out from him killing all the Riken that were there in front of him. This man fought so hard, he dulled his blade instantly. Title: Wolf Slayer. A title given to a hunter proficient in fighting against wolves. 40% increased experience against beast-type monsters. This man has earned the title that makes it so he gains even more experience fighting creatures, which means he's gonna level up faster! I need to play games. When I'm done with this, I'm playing some games. I need to feel that rush of playing an RPG where you level up and you get stronger, and you get stronger and stronger, and you're more proficient at beating monsters. I just want to play games now. 34 wolf fangs, 2 worn daggers, traveler's clothes, hearthstone. That's more than I was expecting. And then he has a hearthstone in his hand. Hope they explain this. Should I return? No. Okay, so I guess the hearthstone was what gets him out of the dungeon, because it was glowing in his hands before. It was in his hands, but he chose not to go back. So maybe that's how you, like a port crystal, you just get back to the beginning of the dungeon using the hearthstone. There's no guarantee that there will be another chance to become stronger this easily. What happens to this dungeon after I use the hearthstone? Will it disappear? If this is something like a limited event made by the system, it would be possible. Ultimately, I'm dancing in the palm of something I don't know. Like Wukong dancing in the palm of Buddha. Oh, Wukong! Wukong is one of my favorite mythological figures from any type of media. Monkey King is literally one of my favorites. That's why I like using Wukong in Warframe. Like Wukong dancing in the palm of Buddha. Which reminds me, I haven't played Warframe in what seems like half a year, at least. I may need to get back into that. Advance or retreat. And I guess he puts the hearthstone right back in his inventory because it's right there. And he continues on. And there's more blood and more slashes. You've leveled up. This man is crazy. He just keeps going. You leveled up, leveled up, leveled up. Every time I level up, the fight against the monsters becomes a little bit easier. You have slain Razor Claw Briga. You have slain Black Shadow Razin. Okay, so he's fighting Black Panthers now, and he's fighting killer monkeys with bear-length claws. That's scary. Monkeys with actual claws. Not fingers, but tipped in long nails. That's a scary sight. Monkeys are already scary enough to see what they can do to people. Monkeys with long claws are even more scary. I can definitely feel myself getting stronger. And it shows black lightning over... Yo, this panel right here where it has, like, black lightning over it coming into his body, I guess, to illustrate him getting stronger. That is actually a really nice panel. That is really nice. Because the monsters keep respawning, unlike normal dungeons, they don't feel like living creatures. Therefore, fighting them feels like a game where their patterns are determined. If I learn the patterns, I can figure out where they're coming from. A monkey from above and a cat from each side. So, Horizon pops up and a Briga pops up. He lets go, he flips his sword upwards and he stabs in the direction where the monkey's going to come from. And then he slashes and cuts the head off one of the Rygas. Not Rygas, Razins. Brigas, Razins. I am literally going to get these monsters' names mixed up. I'm just going to call them what they are. He kills one of the monkeys and he kills one of the panthers. And then he slashes and he gets another panther, cuts that head off as well. And then another Riken comes in. It's like, oh, the Riken's back. The Riken, which used to be a big monster that he had to face off against, has literally become a bottom tier monster for him now. He's defeating all these monsters now. What's going to happen if he goes back to defeating goblins? He's literally going to turn into Goblin Slayer the moment he goes back to fighting goblins again. And his eyes glow, and he slashes the Riken right down the middle, effortlessly, with one arm. Literally, you see the Rikens laying in front of him. What do you call it? Bifurcated. I want to call it bifurcated. When you get sliced through the midsection completely, that's a bisection. When you get sliced through the neck, that's a decapitation. But when you get sliced down the middle, that's a bifurcation, isn't it? I forget my terminology for dismemberment, but I believe it's a bifurcation if you get sliced straight down the middle from top to bottom. But killed it. The color of the name changes according to the monster's strength. So it was where the Steel Fang Rikens were red. The names of them were red, but now they faded all the way down to the bottom tier. White, and it's now white now. Candy Girl, welcome to the stream. We're reading through Solo Leveling. We are on chapter 15. I read 10 chapters per stream, so I can finally catch up to this pretty much phenomenal manga that is actually really good right now. So, hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. I'm on chapter 15 right now, so we got 5 more to go. And white means it's weakest. I am new, love your channel. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy what I do here. Not just here with Solo Leveling, but all the other stuff that I do. Like I said, hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. Everyone else, make Candy Girl feel welcome. White means it's weak. Orange means it's strong. Red means very strong. Since Rikens who were orange at first are now white, I have become quite a bit stronger. His confidence has literally gone through the roof ever since he's been leveling up so many times. And once I'm done with this chapter, I'm going to grab myself a bottle of water so that way I don't lose my voice from reading these chapters one after the other. But even with my current strength, I'm not sure I can beat that guy down there. And there's a further set of stairs that I'm guessing leads to the boss of this dungeon. I'm getting goosebumps. Maybe it's because my sense stats have increased, but I can tell how strong the monster down there is. My level doesn't seem to be rising anymore. Also, my sword won't last if I keep fighting needlessly. So he's increased his strength a lot. He's level 15 now. Last we saw the stat screen, he was like level 3. Now he's gone up like several more levels. His fatigue is 30. His hit points have entered into the thousands. I can't see his strength, but his agility has gone up to what looks to be 25, and his senses have gone up to 24. Magic has gone up to 200. And I guess he's thinking whether he's going to do it or not. Whether he's going to take on the boss, because his sword's not going to last much longer. And he heads down into the dungeon. He's going to take on the boss with a nearly broken sword. Is it just me, or do these stairs seem longer? And as he makes his way down to the bottom, is this really Hapjeong Station? He makes his way down to the bottom, and it looks very wet down there. Like it's mossy, it's wet, it's swampy-like. And he looks over in the direction as something is looming in the shadows. And then it looks like it makes a mad dash for him before he can react. Fast! What is this thing? And it kind of launches him back just a little bit. It launches him into a wall. What is this thing? It has a tail. Is this a snake? Is this a giant snake? It launched him with enough force for him to crater into the wall a little bit and for blood to shoot out of his mouth a little bit. So this monster is definitely strong. Is this going to be the moment where he... Oh, his sword's broken. Is this going to be the moment where he uses a Hearthstone? Let's find out. My sword! And it just falls away in chips. I thought I leveled up quite a bit. Yep, it's a giant snake. Swamp's ruler, blue poison fangs, Harassaka. So it's basically a giant cobra, a giant black cobra. But your name's still orange. I thought I leveled up quite a bit, but your name's still orange. Okay, so this monster is very strong. Well, not very strong. It's strong. It's not red. It's orange. So it's at the strength that the Raikens were when he first started fighting. So, and then it launches at him with, it has steel fangs. It's not regular fangs. It's fangs made that look, fangs that are also swords that look like. Are you the boss of this place? He grabs a sword and he puts it in a reverse grip. And that is the end of chapter 15. So, before we get started on chapter 16, I'm going to grab myself a bottle of water real quick, and then we'll continue. Be right back. Talks amongst yourselves. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. All right, let's continue on. So, we have the Harassaka, the giant snake. If these names don't resonate with me, I'm just going to call these monsters what they are. Are you the boss of this place? Chapter 16! Oh, what is that song called? Pure Imagination? That's from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I think Q has officially surpassed King of Lightning as my favorite anime manga YouTuber. That's a big claim! Because King of Lightning is a much bigger YouTuber than I am. But for you to say that, I'm honored. I mean, I feel like I can do a lot better as a YouTuber as a whole, but to seem for you to say that you think I've surpassed King of Lightning as your favorite anime manga YouTuber, I'm truly honored. Thank you. So he grabs the broken sword in a reverse grip, and the snake he's down in the boss room pretty much at this point. Swamp's ruler, blue poison fangs, Harassaka. And the snake is just staring at him. A sword won't pierce those scales. Punches won't have any effect either. And it looms at him and launches at him with its sword fangs. I need a super fast attack with weight behind it. At the same time, I have to weaken this guy's defense. But how do I deal with these thick scales? And it shows the snake whipping around in the room, knocking down structures and trying to launch at him as he's dodging out of the way. Thank God for the agility stat. Never let anyone tell you that it doesn't do anything. And one side of the snake launches at him as it grinds against what's left of his sword as he uses the guard against him. I might die if this hits me directly. And the tail whips out, and the recoil from him guarding from that causes his arms to raise. The snake starts to whip around him multiple times, and it actually, the snake whipping its body around starts to actually hit him. The snake's head is not hitting him, the snake is using its body to hit him. And he's getting knocked around a little bit, but it's not enough to, it's not killing him though. I thought I got a bit stronger, but I am still lacking. How much stronger do I have to get? And then it shows him, how much stronger do I have to get to escape from my past as the weakest? And he still goes, and it shows this panel where the fangs of the Harassaka is open, and he's, I guess, facing it with the broken sword. And then must be a flashback. World's weakest hunter? That's right. There's rumors about you recently. Did you not know? Yes. There seems to be people who childishly do things. Since there are rumors, try to exert yourself more. Yes, I understand. And cut back to the present, where Song is telling him that he's known as the world's weakest hunter, and, kind of, I guess, telling him to, put up a little bit more of an effort. And it cuts back to the present, where the fang of the snake grinds against what's left of his sword, and then it moves away from him to go for another attack. That nickname stuck because I'm weak. Weakness isn't something to brag about. I just know how weak I am. And then it shows him holding the sword in his hands and thinking back to when he was in that room with the god statue. Strength. A pressuring force squeezes your head and makes you yield. Then it cuts back to people making fun of him in the past. His time with Jinwoo, his time talking to Mr. Kim. Even false hypocrisy won't protect me. Whatever the opponent does, pure strength will overwhelm you, and fear will make your knees collapse and toes dig into the ground. And then we got Mr. Kim. To be honest, I never imagined someone as weak as you could be helpful. I always looked down on you, never really expecting anything from you, even when you joined our party. I'm being ignored because I am weak. A lot of people died when we entered this room, but the ones alive are alive because of you. Even if you're knowledgeable or wise or receive thanks, all because you managed to solve the riddles here. I'm also alive because of you. Thank you. In front of strength. And then it shows the god statue with his nightmare fuel face, looking like the smiling titan. But it shows Mr. Kim with tears in his eyes saying, I also have a family. I don't want to die here. I don't want to die. I'm sorry. And it just cuts to him, Mister! Because remember, Mr. Kim left him there. Instead of staying with him, he left him. Because when Jin was on the altar and the people were inside of the circle, people could leave without consequence, corresponding to the amount of flames that were around the altar, sacrificial altar itself. And the more people left, the more flames went out until it was just Jin who was by himself. It's easy to get betrayed. I have to get stronger. I came here to get stronger. And then the tail of the snake whips him in the back, which, it's gotta hurt because it's literally a whip, but it's got massive weight behind it. And it launches him face first into a wall. But it's not enough to count him out because he's on his knees, but then he gets back up again. I have to become even stronger. And then his eyes start glowing again. Is this his power? Is willpower his buff? because his eyes are glowing, his hair starts to stand up on end, and black lightning starts to come out of his body. Is this his buff? And then the snake launches at him again. Not yet. Not yet. Compared to that guy, compared to the fear from that time, I am not scared at all. And then it shows him jumping towards the side of the snake and I guess slashing the snake down the side with the broken half of his sword. But the snake whips around and tries to bite him, and he jumps away from it, losing the sword. So, literally just lost his hands on his weapon. He grabs on... What? What are you doing? He grabs onto the snake and just holds on. I put all my points into strength. This man... If it's this much... This man grabs onto the snake and digs his hand into the scales. His barehanded, he is digging his hands into the scales, literally with enough force to crush the scales. The sword wasn't doing nothing, but his bare hands is digging into it. If it's this much, yo, he is literally squeezing the snake to death. He's constricting the snake. The snake is whipping around trying to get him to release him, but he's holding on. And he's still digging his hands. Yo! This is what happens when you put all your power into strength. You have enough power to surpass a sword and crush the scales of this seemingly impossible snake. Die. Die. Die! Is he doing what I think he is? Is he going to literally choke this snake to death? Because blood is shooting out of its mouth right now. He's choking the snake to death. He is choking the snake to death. Barehanded. The snake is bigger than he is, and he's choking it to death. Die!
Sung Jinwoo still isn't back yet?
Oh, this is a dude doctor. Sung Jinwoo still isn't back yet?
Yes, he went out in the morning.
Why isn't he returning even after the sunset?
But he's recovered a lot and will be discharged soon.
We can't be sure with hunters. We should stabilize them indoors. They say high-class hunters are rich, but low-class hunters don't get much money, and it's so dangerous. I don't know why they do that work. It's horrifying to see some of the conditions some of the hunters that get carried. See some of the conditions of the hunters that get carried in.
Why?
I wonder what they do inside the dungeons. Their wounds aren't normal. They come covered in blood, completely on another level from patients that get into accidents. It's amazing they're still alive in that condition.
Even so, isn't it a miracle that they're able to return alive from a dungeon?
Not at all. Even the weakest hunters are strong compared to normal humans. They're monsters themselves. And this, yo, he leveled up 3 times. He killed the snake. He killed the snake and leveled up 3 times. If Jin was already a little bit stronger than a normal human being at level 1, and he didn't even know he had the power. Here he is, multiple levels. He was level 15 before taking on this snake. Now, I'm guessing he's going to be level 18 now. Now he's level 18, and I wouldn't be surprised if his class is now superhuman compared to that of a regular human now. And he's breathing heavily, and he's smiling, and he's laughing. I guess I got a bit stronger. And here he is laying next to the dead body of the blue poison snake Harassaka. You have slain swamp. Here it is. Blue poison fangs the Harassaka. You have slain swamp's ruler. Yo, he's got a Harassaka fang, item class A, type potion. A pouch that contains Harassaka's purified venom, obtainable by defeating Harassaka, unlikely drop rate. This man got a first class drop on the first try. Drinking it will give you hardened skin but will weaken your strength. Effect, Harassaka's steel scales. Minus 20% physical damage taken, Debuff, weakened muscles, minus 35 strength. And since his strength, I don't think, is at 35, it will literally give him no strength whatsoever, but it will massively increase his strength. Next is Harassaka's Fang, item class, C rank, type dagger, with a plus 25 points in attack. A dagger made from Harassaka's Fang. I hope I'm saying the name right. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but I'm just saying it how I see it. A dagger made from Harassaka's Fang, able to paralyze due to leftover venom, grants bleed effect, can be equipped, stored, or sold. Effect, paralyze. Attacked foes have a chance to become unable to move. And effect, bleed. Attacked foes lose 1% of their health every 1 second. Yo, this man came out with some good drops. Look at the man with the luck stat all the way up at 100. Luck level 100. Like, literally just killed this thing. And this is chapter 16. This man walked out with some venom that he can either use or... Wait, can he sell that? Can he sell the venom? Maybe. But, yo, this man killed a boss snake. Hold on, where's my images? Where's the rest of my images? Really? What in the world? I go to another page and all of the images that are corrupted and I can't even see it. What in the world? What? The next chapter has the images. Chapter 18 does, but 17 just decides, you know what? We are not going to show any of these pages whatsoever. Alright, time to find another place where I can read chapter 17. Then I'll go back to this in order to get chapter 18. Because it shows the images for that. Why won't it show the images? Show me the images. No. It's crazy that it won't show me the images for this. Wait, my internet's working, right? I want to make sure that my internet is working fine and it's not just an internet error. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Let me zoom out of this page again, because I gotta read what's next. I have to read what's next. Where's the next chapter? Where's the next chapter? That's 15. $16. Alright, we're good. We're back in business. Guess I got a bit stronger. Chapter 17. We only got 3 more people, so hold on just a little while longer. Hold on a little while longer. Alright, my clothes are ruined. The sword I just got is broken. My body aches a bit too. But I obtained a better blade than the one from Mr. Kim Sang-shik. Sang-shik. A dagger made from a fang, not bone. The attack stat is more than twice my old dagger, and it has paralysis and bleed as well. Compared to that, this is a bit awkward to use. And he's looking at the venom, he's looking at the fang. I'll store it for now. I knew he was going to store it. The boss has been slain. The dungeon's interior will revert to normal. And then it goes from being a dark dungeon to being a lit dungeon where everything is normal again. Is it over? Hapjung Station. And he leaves. What time is it now? Who are you? Who's this? How did you come out from there? Didn't you hear the broadcasts? What? Random soldier? Soldier? What is this? What is this? Random soldier, how did you come out from there? Didn't you hear the broadcasts? A soldier. What happened? Huh? What are you saying now? And he has a sword in his hand, and he has tattered clothes, and the guy's looking at him. Could you be a hunter? Yes, that's right. Loving every minute of this stream. I'm loving it too. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yes, that's right, but... excuse me. I will guide you, Sir Hunter. This way, Sir Hunter. Okay. What happened? Wow. Apparently there was a big old battle outside while he was inside fighting in this dungeon. Because there's crushed cars, there's destruction, there's multiple dead monsters. Pardon me. Looks like a gate opened nearby. Did the monsters come over? Nearby monsters have been taken care of, leaving one big monster left. Then his eyes glow. Maybe due to my sense stat, I can feel it. And he looks over in the direction of where the monster is, and there's like a massive lightning blast that comes down in the city. That's the boss. It looks like an elemental golem. It's big, it's massive, and it breaks the ground when it walks. It is huge, and it looks like there are multiple hunters trying to fight this thing. It is massive. It is like Titans from Disney's Hercules big. Well, not that big, but big still. It's building big. Please don't take photos. Please leave quickly. As you know, people are going to be like that everywhere. What's going on? Take pictures. It could kill us. I know, but the likes though. The validation of me taking pictures and people liking my photo, I have to do it. It's dangerous. You could die. But the likes. What are the hunters doing? How long are they going to fight? I wish they beat it quickly. Because there's multiple hunters. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 hunters trying to take on this thing. What a mess. That's a lot of damage. What if the land value drops? And everyone's just taking pictures and recording it. Healers! Please heal the tank! We're trying our best! What are the damage dealers doing? It's not budging! Its defense is too high! Unfortunately, we don't have many magicians! Is it because they were called out on a short notice? Jin has made his way to the crowd watching this thing. Excuse me, coming through! Their communication isn't working. Their ranks are low, too. Around 8 E ranks and 1 D rank. Since he's a tank, he can't deal damage and is going for a battle of attrition. Just trying to survive, pretty much, at this point. The healers, 2 D ranks and 1. Hey, miss, what are you doing? I need healing! You said you were a B rank healer! It's Jinwoo! And Jinwoo is just looking on. Why are you spacing out? Sorry. What's with her? And Jinwoo starts healing everyone, and then... Hey, Thomas Peterman, welcome! We are on chapter 17 of 20. Chapter 17 out of the 10 I'm reading. So we're going up to chapter 20, and that's when I'm going to call it a session here for today. Wow, I've actually been going on a little bit longer than last time, but that's because Shonen Sensei has told me that some of these pages I have been missing stuff on. Cyberpunk is delayed again? Hold on. What? No! Why? Cyberpunk 2077 is delayed to December! Why? Why? I can't do this. I can't do this right now. I can't do this. I cannot do this right now. Literally 49 minutes ago, they just updated this. I can't do this. I can't do this. No. I was looking forward to that game. It's a game. It's a game from CG Projekt Red, the same people that made the game The Witcher 3. And it's supposed to be this futuristic game that's supposed to be coming out it was supposed to be coming out November 19th. But now it's been delayed yet another month till December 10th. How disappointing. I'm sure they have their reasons. A lot of people are going to complain about this. But it's okay. Hey everyone, today we decided to move the release date of Cyberpunk 2077 by 21 days. The new release date is December 10th. Most likely there are many emotions and questions in your head, so first and foremost, please accept our humble apologies. The biggest challenge for us right now is shipping the game on current gen, next gen, and PC at the same time, which requires us to prepare and test 9 versions of it, Xbox One X, capabilities on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4 and the Pro, compatibility on PS5, PC, and Stadia, while working from home. Since Cyberpunk 2077 evolved towards almost being the next-gen title somewhere along the way, we need to make sure everything works well and every version runs smoothly. I can respect that. We're aware it might seem unrealistic when someone says that 21 days can make any difference in such a massive and complex game, but they really do. Some of you might be wondering what these words mean in light of us saying we achieved Gold Masters some time ago. Passing certification or going Gold means the game is ready, can be completed, and has all content in it, but it doesn't mean we stopped working on it and raising the quality bar. On the contrary, this is the time where many improvements are being made, which will then be distributed by a Day Zero patch. This is the time period we undercalculated. We feel we have an amazing game on our hands and are willing to make every decision, even the hardest ones, if it ultimately leads you to getting a video game you'll fall in love with. Yours, Adam Badowski and Marcin Iwinski. Martin Iwinski. And Marcin Iwinski. Okay. Give a like to that because I trust CD Projekt Red to do the right thing by them. A good game takes time. A rushed game will go down in history forever as a failure. I'd rather get a good game than a buggy game. Probably because of stability issues if you read their posts. Yeah, I just read through this. I'm okay with this. Sure, it hit me because I was looking forward to it in November, but that just means that there's less games I have to worry about playing in November alone. Because there's a lot of games coming out in November, and the PS5, if I can just get my hands on one. And playing all of them in one single setting would be tiring. But having Cyberpunk in December means that that'll be a game that we can close out the year on. So I'm actually okay with this decision. I'm okay with it. A lot of people are going to complain, you said you weren't going to delay. Oh, you delayed this. Oh, it doesn't have third person. Stupid arguments. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I'm okay with them delaying it. I'd rather they take their time and make a perfect game than them release their game and be like Activision or Ubisoft or EA, and it's a buggy mess and they expect you to pay extra because, we built a game based around, you can do all this stuff. But if you want to save time, buy this $4.99 time saver that'll give you just a set amount of experience, and then when that runs out, you can buy it again. I would rather they make a perfect game and file out all the bugs than them release it on November 19th and they have to do patches in order to improve it. I mean, that's the problem that Marvel Avengers is going through right now. They made a patch to fix 1,000 issues with the game when it should have been resolved before the game even launched. And Marvel Avengers is going through a rough patch right now where they've delayed all their content. We have to wait on everything. They had a Q&A talking about things that are going to come to the game, but seeing as how we're getting all this content delayed from like Kate Bishop and a whole bunch of new stuff already, I feel like it's better to delay a game and perfect it than release it and perfect it over time, where we will have to suffer through game-breaking bugs and glitches and stuff like that. I would rather it be delayed and perfected than be buggy and released. That's just my opinion. So even though it is a bit disheartening that we won't get it in November, I'm okay with it, because that means less games that I got to, compile on the channel once they release. And it'll be a lot easier on my psyche because a lot of games at one time is a lot to go through. So I'm fine with that. It got delayed, but it's fine. I trust CD Projekt Red. They're one of the best game developers out there in the world today with some of the best fan appreciation and trust. So I'm not worried about it. So I'm good. That's fine by me. It just means more games I can play within a single month without having to worry about spacing it out. So overall, yes. But to answer your question, I do My Hero Academia. It's just that it's on break, and we gotta wait for the next chapter to come out for me to do that as well. So he's looking at the golem, and then he's thinking back to the god statue, and then he sees Jinwoo. If I retreat, I can't get back up. Even after a week, she still hasn't come over it. She still hasn't overcome it. He can tell that Jinwoo is still recovering from the god statue massacring all the people that were around her during the first few chapters. That's to be expected. I also know I have to overcome it. And then this dude does like a battle stance and his eye glows. The dude looks awesome. He does like a battle stance. The boss is around D rank. Compared to the boss I fought just then, it's 1 rank lower. If I can weaken his defense, I can do it. I need a blow that can pierce this stupid rock. Yo, this man takes a battle stance and prepares to throw the broken sword at it? His muscles clench? Yo, the boy got muscles, he got veins! Go! And with all of his strength, he throws the sword towards the stone golem. If this goes on, we'll all die! If a high-rank hunter doesn't come, no, the tank might die at this rate! What do you want us to do? Our magic is running out! Huh? And then he looks on, and then the tank looks on as, in an instant, it shows the sword literally obliterating the portion of the face of the giant stone golem. Yes, the attack worked! It's collapsing! A bit more! Attack now! And then it's beaten. We did it! We beat it! Y'all beat it. Are we back to normal now? Yeah, my internet is definitely drunk. I'm looking at the live feedback. Okay, are we back? Are we back? Is everything back to normal now? Can we continue with the festivities? I am literally just 3 more chapters away from being done. Okay. Okay. Exit out of more tabs, so less using up the internet. Alright, so let me go back to when it was defeated. Let me go back to it. Let me go back down to it so we can continue on. We did it! We beat it! Of course, we know that they're not the ones who beat it. What? The attacks didn't work at all until a while ago, but it suddenly collapses? Frame rate is good as well? Okay, good. Let me go ahead and get through this chapter before we have any more problems. I'm going to figure out what's going on with this internet when it stops like that. Once again, apologies everyone. It's just that weather's been really odd lately. It's been getting real cold and it's been rainy and sometimes that affects it. I don't know if it's something on my part or whatever, but once again, please accept my humblest apologies for this, please. I hope I haven't ruined your immersion, like I said before the last time I did it. So, thank you for sticking this out with me. Thank you. What? The attacks didn't work at all until a while ago, but it suddenly collapsed? No, our attacks did nothing. What was that just flew in just then? Is that what made it fall? What in the world blew up this rock's head? A boss golem that could withstand attacks from 10 hunters was defeated by this? Just who? Excuse me. I know stuff happens, but I like for these to go smoothly and without ruining your immersion whatsoever. Yes, Are you talking to me? Did you see who threw this? Ah, the hunter over there. Huh? Huh? There was a hunter right there a moment ago. That strength, that destructiveness. Was he a high-rank hunter? I didn't think it would... Was he a high-rank hunter? Yo, he had the strength that he showed by taking out the head of that golem was enough for the tank to think, was he a high-rank hunter? I didn't think it would fall in one hit. Was its health lower than I expected? And as he's walking away, I guess Jinwoo noticed that it was Jin.
Jinwoo?
Stats? Okay, we have the status of Jinwoo now. Name, Sung Jinwoo. Job, none. Title, Wolf Slayer. Hit points, 2,220. Level 18. Fatigue, 72. Magic points, 350. Strength at 48. Agility at 27. Senses at 27. Vitality at 27. And intelligence at 27. So he's putting a lot of his points into strength. Because, I mean, what does it matter if your health is low if you can take out monsters in a few hits? Sure, it makes you a bit of a glass cannon, but it works out if the build is right. Onwards to Chapter 18. We only got 2 more afterwards. We're doing good, folks. Continuing, back at the hospital, he's doing sit-ups. I guess he's doing his daily quests. And the dude is ripped! Dude is ripped! Oh my god, you can cut meat on those. Just like Frieza. It's not like, dude got massive. This man's muscles are he was just lean. He was just lean like I am. Like, now mind you, I don't have massive muscles. I got muscles, but it's not massive to the degree that this dude has it. This dude is ripped now. Doing push-ups after push-ups. This dude is... this man done got ripped. How long has he been doing these sit-ups and crunches and everything? 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, and a 10-kilometer run every single day. 100 squats every single day. For 3 years. This dude has become Saitama levels of muscle defined. And then the nurse walks in. I'm coming in. Oh! And she blushes because dude is ripped. And ripped, massive, muscly dudes in anime and manga always get like the blushy nurse faces. Ah, I'm sorry.
No, it's my bad.
And like every nervous nurse when they're around a muscly person, she can't look at him.
Wow. This patient, was his body this chiseled when he came in?
Dude done got massive. Yeah, he's fucked out those buns and ties. His muscles have muscles. Seriously! All you see the perks of a strength build. Exactly! He's all like, power! Diet once gets you a reawakening, gives you old body spice, gets you reawakening, gives you a whole bunch of strength and power! It makes you work out your abdominals.
This patient with his body this chiseled when he came in? Are you being discharged today?
Yes. I feel like his voice starts to get a little bit more commanding now that he's gotten more massive.
If it's okay with you, could I have your number?
Number?
Yes, I mean, if you're okay with it.
Is there a test result they need to send me later? Oh, he's dense. Oh, he don't know. The perks of being a strength build and getting super muscly is that some women like that. You've gotten massive, dude. That comes with perks. Okay, please wait a second. And he just enters it into her phone, not even thinking it. He don't know. He young. He don't know. He'll learn. He's young. He'll learn. Start of chapter 18. And we see the little sister of Jin. We don't know her name quite yet. Oi, Sung Jin. You're going to school? Okay, so her name is Sung Jin. Sung Jinwoo and her... Wait. So his name is Jinwoo. His name is Jinwoo and her name is just Jin. I may have to just call him Jinwoo then, because I can't just call him Jin because his sister's name is Jin. Oi, Sung Jin, you're going to school?
What? What? You were awake?
It's been a while since I woke up. Be careful of cars on the way.
You worked out?
A bit.
Your body looks more toned, and I think you've gotten taller.
Dude, he went from being like this dude that you would see in the hallway just walking by himself. Mistranslation, her name is Jinna. Okay, Jinna. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. So this translation doesn't get her name right, apparently. But her name is Jinna. Jin and Jinna.
Your body looks more toned, and I think you've gotten taller. Do men still grow after they turn 20?
Stop talking nonsense and take an umbrella.
It doesn't look like it'll rain, and it's heavy.
It's a folding umbrella, so it's not heavy. Stop making such a fuss about it. He's definitely gotten a lot bigger. He does not look exactly the same when we first started out. The dude is big. I guess I'll do the sprint later. And he's looking at his daily quest where he has to do the push-ups, the curl-ups, the squats, and the running. He's done all of that except for running 10 kilometers. Warning, failing to complete this daily quest will bring a punishment associated with this quest. I wonder what the punishment is. My muscles grew. There's no way that my physical state changed after exercising for just a few weeks. Just a few weeks! So it definitely means that my status affects my body. Since I keep increasing my strength stat, my body's probably changing accordingly. That's what happens when you put all of your stats into strength. Maybe I put too many points into strength. Seriously, and he has 12 extra points left over. So if he continues to put all his points into strength, he's going to get to Hulk levels of massive. What happens if I keep putting points into it? And just like that, he shows an image of him with an overly massive body, grinning with a ding off of his teeth. Hopefully not like this. Even with high damage, it's not good without balance. The opposite is the same. Since the synergy between strength and agility is good, I'll put some into that. Health is better the higher it gets, and sense is more useful than I imagined. So you see like this little wheel where everything synergizes with one another. Strength goes well, meshes well with agility, it meshes well with vitality. Vitality meshes well with strength and senses. Senses meshes well with intelligence and vitality. But intelligence only meshes well with senses, but it doesn't really synergize well with intelligence. The desert he was transported to is called the penalty zone, and it's a punishment for failing to complete his daily quest. Oh, okay. You don't do the daily quest, you get dropped into a penalties. It makes sense for why he had to last that long then. So if he doesn't do the penalty quest, if he doesn't do the daily quest, he gets dropped into the penalty desert, gets chased by those things, and has to last, and has to outlast them. Then when he survives, he gets put back into the real world again. Okay, I understand it now. Intelligence is the problem. It seems to be related to magic, but do I need this? I guess this should be fine then. Okay, so he put his stats up to 50, put his agility up to 35, and put his senses up to 29, with his vitality and intelligence remaining unchanged. And then his phone is ringing. Is it from the guild? Hunter Sung Jinwoo speaking. At last you picked up! Why aren't you picking up recently? Who is... Oh, it's the landlord. At last you picked up! Why aren't you picking up recently? I'm sorry, Mr. Landlord. I got into an accident and was hospitalized. No wonder. Well, that's that. Student Jinwoo, I'm calling because this month's rent is due. Yeah. If you can't pay right now, should I delay your pay for a month? It's fine. I'll transfer it soon. Then he ends the call. Double awakening. If I'm really an awakened person, then I should be able to make money quickly. If I continue to grow at this rate, I'll soon be able to become a top-rate hunter. Hunters kill monsters and make money. The higher the experience, the higher the rank. The more money the magic drops are worth. To beat a high-rank monster, you need to enter through a gate of the same difficulty. So there's a lot of competition for D-rank or E-rank gates that can be entered by the masses of lower-ranked hunters. Because of that, E-rank hunters aren't accepted by the guild, and even if they were, it wouldn't be easy to find a job. My guild rank is E, and for me, who never experienced a gate above D rank, this is a harsh condition. People are chosen based on competence, and back then I could not escape from the title of World's Weakest Hunter. Should I just get reviewed and raise my rank? But my awakening will become a wildfire if it's revealed. The masses enjoy gossip, and hunters are a good subject. The pay might be better the more attention I get, but malicious eyes will fall upon me as well. There's a hunter that can gain experience. He gets stronger with time. How is that possible? Just glaring eyes of jealousy. The better you are at something, more than likely, some people will start to get jealous of you actually being good at something. No matter how good you are at something, someone will always hate the fact that you're actually good at it. I can't reveal it until I can be sure. I'll make money first. It would be great if I could enter an attack force first. And then he notices something, and then it cuts to the outside of a construction site. And he travels there, and there are hunters preparing to go into, I guess, another dungeon again. This way! And there's this very smiley dude there. I'm Hoang Don-suk. What's your name again? Sung Jinwoo. You're an E rank, correct? Yes. And everyone's, I know him! He's a pretty famous person! What was his nickname? World's Weakest Hunter? Pfft, what the heck, man? Stop it. It's okay. The most important thing is numbers. Of course, they don't know how strong he is. So, you can have the title of World's Weakest Hunter, but it's been a few weeks. Your boy done got chiseled. He done got them abdominals. As I said on the phone, it's going to be hard for you to fight as it's a C-rank gate, so you're exempted from fighting. But I'll pay you 2 million won for filling our member count. It's a good deal, right? Yes. Then please sign this contract. And using his senses ability, he senses there are 5 C ranks, 4 that are lower than D rank. There is a rule that when entering a C rank gate, there must be 10 people or more, and at least half of them must be at least C rank. Because of that, there are cases where only numbers make up the attack force. Always a bridesmaid. Excuse me, it seems we're both small fries. And looking over, he sees a person. I'm Jinwoo. I'm 22. And the rank's D. I was called here as well, under the same circumstances you. Okay. And the dude is like grinning, like overly cheerful and very, very open. This guy. What's with the flashy Oh, good lord, he's a flashy one. He's a fashion fighter, isn't he? Because the gear he has on, it is very gaudy and very flashy and very noticeable and not really, practical looking. It's just, what's with this flashy equipment? Are you the son of a millionaire? He literally has armor that you would see from, like, I guess in other isekais or other genres where it's like armor you would see on a noble or something, or people who can literally pay for that stuff, or people who would buy the armor rather than earn it. It kind of looks like that. I did not tell you to look up anything, phone. Stop listening to me. Then what should I do? Nothing much. Just follow us and take care of our baggage. So they literally just made him a packed mule. Inside there are packed food, clothes, and equipment. A first aid kit, just about everything. Are we going without a healer? You know how hard it is to bring a healer hunter to a personal attack force? We always did it this way. A force made out of only tanks and damage healers. What a mess. Okay, apparently this person thinks that there's strength in numbers. Not really thinking ahead. I accept that I won't blame anyone else for any accidents inside the dungeon. There's no healer, so this is a bit hard to accept. That's literally the contract. I accept that I won't blame anyone else for any accidents inside the dungeon. Sir, let's go inside. We'll beat them all anyway, so you don't need to explain too much. Oh, these dudes look like they're going to die. It's time we went inside. Stop worrying so much. You said you were E rank. I'll protect you. Okay. And then it shows the stats of Sung Jinwoo again. We already know the stats. Strength 50, Agility 35, Senses 29, Stamina 27, Intelligence 27, Level 18, no fatigue, Wolf Slayer, no job. 2220 in HP and 350 in MP. And that is the end of Chapter 18. We are here at the second to last chapter for today, ladies and gentlemen. This has been going on very well, very well. Aside from the buffering issues, it's been going on very well. I'm going to continue to do this so that it doesn't buffer near the end, so I can end this on a high note. But so far, so good. Onwards to Chapter 19. And as they enter into the gate, everyone is preparing themselves, checking their weapons, checking their equipment. Sung Jinwoo is pretty much the party's pack mule as he's carrying all the gear. Getting paid 2 million won just to carry stuff? I wonder how much that translates to into US dollars. Let us go! And they both enter in. Is it because Oh, yeah, these names... Jeonggi isn't good lately? I don't even know how to say this name. Sorry. I can't even attempt it because I don't know if I'm going to say it right. Is it because Jeonggi isn't good lately? It seems like the construction was postponed recently. The boss ran away overseas with 9 million won. No, wait, that's not 9 million, that's 9 billion! With 9 billion won just 2 weeks ago. The workers and funders are having a hard time. Why are you telling me that? Isn't that bag heavy? Will you be fine? Yes, I can carry it. Thanks to the strength stat, this is nothing. No need to be so formal. Are you normally this quiet? I think it's you who talks a bit too much. Did I bother you by talking too much? People never really took notice of me. That's because being a hunter is my hobby. He literally shows him in a fine suit sitting on a throne with a very fancy looking sword. Conglomerate. We're here. I knew he was a fancy dude. I knew he was a fancy dude that bought all this stuff. I bet you anything he doesn't know how to even fight. He just has all this stuff because it looks nice. Wow, this is pretty unusual. The entrance is pretty big. Are you sure this is a C-rank gate? It's a bit big. Are you saying the guild is untrustworthy? I've seen people go in and out plenty of times. The gate looks a bit too big. The gate looks a bit too big. But it should be fine, right? I'm gonna give him that voice from now on. Is this your first time? A gate's size isn't that important. The important thing is the magical energy flowing from within. The guild determines the amount and quality of the energy and gives it a rank. A large guild takes care of gates above B rank and C rank gates. A large guild takes care of gates above B rank, and C rank gates and lower aren't that dangerous. Just checking to make sure I didn't drop any frames. Although that's the case, it's my first time at a C rank gate. I'm heading in first. Everyone follow me! And they all get their swords in hand, and he prepares himself. Like, fancy dude, I already forget his name. I'm gonna call him Fancy Dude from now on. Fancy Dude gets his sword out, gets his shield out, is all like, yes! Let us go! Normally, D and E ranks like me don't make much money, so they barely can scrap together weapons and can't even consider shields. Why does this D rank have such good equipment? Let's go! Okay, but let's not walk side by side. Looks like this personal force makes a decent amount of money. Everyone is equipped well. It's pretty different from the D and E rank dungeons I've been in so far. Mr. Song Chiol is C rank, but he's a magician, so... And they enter into the gate. It's way too dark. Yu Huan, create some light. Okay. And he creates some light. What is this? Why are there no monsters? Weird, there are no lights as well. It's normal for dungeons to have a few luminous stones. Are there dungeons with no monsters? Shh. And he's listening, and he hears something. If there are no lights, it means the monsters like darkness. It's not that there are none, it's that they haven't appeared yet. Normally, it's hard for monsters to live in dark dungeons, but if they're intelligent, it means it's possible that the monsters don't depend on sight and move in packs, live in darkness and charge towards lights. This sound. It's insect-type monsters! An insect type? Could this be an ant nest? Don't say that! The sound is close. There are too many tunnels. Why? Why can't I see them? Can you see anything? I can't see anything! And there's multiple everyone's screaming, above! Darn. Above? Stay right next to me! They appeared! Above us! What are these numbers? Use magic! Ground them! Get them off the ceiling! There are too many! They are literally in a massive ant nest. And then they just start fighting. Okay, so it's a massive ant nest, but it's not like giant ants where it can eat you in one bite. It's just dog-sized ants, which is still horrific because ants are always in numbers. And dog-sized ants is something else. Over here! Okay, so I guess the leader is not only the tank, but also can pull aggro from enemies. And the ants go towards him because he pulls aggro. Yes, this way, insects! Damage dealers, do something! And the damage dealers just start to fight all the ants. C-rank hunters. Their teamwork is good. If it's this much, they can create a force with no healers. Jinsook, 11 o'clock. They're on the right as well. Leaders Hwang Dong-seok is fulfilling his duty well. I'm going to butcher these names like crazy, so I hope you guys can forgive me. I told you guys at the beginning I was going to butcher these names. I don't know how to speak Korean names correctly. Leader Hwang Dong-seok is fulfilling his duty well, and the damage dealers have good timing. They've been fighting together for some time. Juntang! Sukmin! You're going to make me hurt my throat trying to say these names. Yuhwan, you guys take care of the right. Yes, sir! Is it because they've always created a squad with no healer? And they're watching, and he watches on, and the silhouette of them is they're smiling with red eyes. Do they just love to kill monsters? Are they just thrill seekers? Is that the deal? They're a bit rough. Yu Jin-ho, his equipment is good. Oh, so his name is Yu Jin-ho. So Jin-ho! His equipment is good, so his lack of skill and expertise are canceled out. I told you, he's all bark and no bite. He's got all this good gear, but he doesn't know how to use it to the best of his ability. Everyone's doing well, but then one of the ants tries to catch up to him, but dude is too strong for it. He just casually kicks it, and he literally breaks off 2 legs from it just by casually kicking it. This is a bit frustrating. Are we heading back after cleaning out the entrance? This could take a while, so don't exert yourselves too much and control your pace. Yes! Take all the magic crystals. We're splitting them up among 9. This is my favorite part. You've saved us before. How did you know the monsters were coming from above? You should go to chapter 23. It's so hype. Here's the thing. I would, but I kind of want to keep this 10 chapters per stream. So that is definitely going to be up the next time I do another solo leveling stream, which I feel will be Thursday. I'm going to do another solo leveling stream this Thursday because that'll be my day off from work, so I never have to worry about it. So more than likely Thursday is going to be my next solo leveling stream where we continue from chapters 21 to 30. So I'll be able to go through it. But also, thank you, Shonen Sensei, for the donation once again. Like I said, you didn't have to, but you guys just continue to surprise me. Once again, thank you. How did you know the monsters were coming from above? As expected, the sense stat does more than what meets the eye. I just felt it. Your senses are sharp. It's great that everyone was taken care of cleanly. Thank you. But it would be good if you didn't pay attention to small things that much, huh? Huh? Wait, what? It would be good if he didn't pay attention to small things that much? They had no idea where they were coming from. What is this guy's deal? Huh? Dong-suk, come look at this! Look at their wounds. It's not a blade wound. We didn't inflict this, I guess. Have I read this before, or is this the first time? This is the first time I'm reading through Solo Leveling, so every chapter I'm reading through right now is a blind reaction to it. This is the first time I'm reading Solo Leveling. Because I've been, like, Shonen Sensei was... not just Shonen Sensei, but multiple people have told me to look into Solo Leveling, so I'm glad that I'm able to do this right now. Look at their wounds. It's not a blade wound. We didn't inflict this, I guess. Right, it's not a burn from magic either. It seems they were bitten off. And there aren't just one or two of these. So it was like this before fighting us? Were the monsters having a territorial feud amongst themselves? This means there is a monster stronger than these guys. A boss or... this. And he's just... this smells like money. Oh, okay. I know his deal. He's in it for the money. Purely for the money. He's not in this just because it's his job as a hunter. He's doing it because of the payday from it. Okay, I understand this guy's deal now. He's in it for the money and glory rather than, you know, it keeps it from hurting innocent peoples, and it's because it's his job. He's done it for the fame and fortune. I understand this guy and his group now. And I think I understand why they don't have healers. Because I honestly feel if they have healers, then they can't brag as much like, we went in there with no healers. Accolades. Fame. Infamy. I feel like that's how he is as a person. I just get that vibe from him now. Now that I know, I understand why he said what he said to Jin earlier. Don't pay attention to that because those are small fry. You can't talk about small fry. You can't get people talking and gossiping about small fry. You can only get them talking about the big payday. I understand how this guy operates now. Jinwoo, that sword and shield are expensive, right? Yes. Oh, my father took extra care after hearing that I'm going on my first raid. This is his first raid, and his father bought him high-ranking gear without even fully realizing whether his son could actually go through this raid and survive. This is what happens when you don't teach your kids to be prepared beforehand. If you just give a person high-ranking gear without them knowing how to use it, you're literally still setting themselves to fail. Because what does it mean for me to have, like, hold on, for a quick example. What does it mean for me to have Mjolnir and I don't know how to properly use it? It's literally just a blunt instrument. It's just a hammer. Whereas, if I'm prepared to use it, I know how to use it to the fullest capabilities, then I have a far better chance of survival. And least of all, this is your first raid and you get like these high-end pieces of gear that looks better on a person who's just showing it off rather than actually using it to fight? That's just the... rich people and their money. I can tell you what to do with a whole bunch of money. I can put it to much more practical use rather than, well, my son's going on his first raid. What's a little bit of a fashion sense while he just goes on his first raid? Let's make him look nice as well. I'm sorry, I'm going on a full-on rant here. I'm just sorry, it just bothers me. Rich people putting money towards pointless things without proper preparation. Good lord. I'm so glad I'm not, like, bougie, because that line of thinking is stupid. Yes, oh, my father took extra care after hearing that I'm going on my first raid. I'm not sure, but you should be wary. What is this? And then there he senses malicious intent as well. Specifically from the leader of this group. Like, the guy's body is just cloaked in shadow and darkness, with his eyes and his mouth both being red. This bad feeling. And that is the end of chapter 19. Onwards to the last chapter for today's stream. Will continue on Thursday, same time at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then it has him talking to Jinwoo again. What is this? This bad feeling. Chapter 20! A dungeon size varies, but not according to rank. Depending on the circumstances, there are times when it takes weeks to analyze the interior, or times when it only takes a few hours to get to the boss room. This dungeon was laid out like a maze, so there weren't many fights, but it took a while to move around. My job was the baggage carrier. I didn't really need to get involved in battles. To be able to earn money without fighting, I thought it was a decent deal. Beware of lizards, an unexpected warning. I didn't know why this warning appeared. But one thing I was sure of. My bad premonitions were never wrong. And he's thinking about all these other guys, and they're smiling at the future payday that they're going to be getting. This is what happens when you get money hungry. You get blinded, and your wisdom goes down the more you seek after money. Like, the harder you seek after it, it can blind you. Not saying that this applies to every person, but it can really blind your common sense if that is the main thing you go after. Just a life lesson for you guys. This is grave. Quite a while has passed, but we still haven't found any monsters with limbs intact. There are only corpses and dying monsters since a while ago. But there should be a boss, right? If there's no boss, the gate wouldn't be open. Wait. Yoan, illuminate that area. Then he throws light, and he throws it forward. My God. And it shows all those insect bodies strung up in webs. There's a giant spider in there. And the whole tunnel ahead of them is just covered in webs and insect bodies. It's the boss room. Get ready. And they're all walking forward. Huh? This is... jackpot! Mana crystals? How many are there? Wow, this is amazing! It's worth less than monster dropped crystals because of its low energy, but if it's this many, I guess they should fetch a higher price than magic crystals. Just looking at them, they should fetch over a 10 million won. If it's this much, I think even your younger brother would be jealous. Hey, in this situation, you shouldn't talk so lightly about his brother. Huang Dong-su, look at this. You're not always correct. Ignoring me just because you obtained a higher rank, and even ditching your country for America just because of money. I can tell he's still being treated as a VIP in America, and he is ignoring me. Don't think of me as a brother that will grovel at his younger brother's knees. I will take advantage of this situation and increase my squad's manpower. What a haul! Even after dividing it, it's still 1 million won each. Hand me the contract you signed earlier for a second. I like to check these things thoroughly. Sirs, I have something to ask you quickly. Leader Huang Dong-suk, this is Jinwoo's contract. As you can see, there is nothing about dividing except for magic crystals from monsters. What is going on here? Isn't it correct to divide the mana crystals among 10, not 9? Of course we're splitting it evenly, I know that well. But there is something to take care of before that. Something to take care of? You go in with 10 people, walk out with 9. You brought Jin just to be the sacrificial guy that you kill inside them. Is that the deal? You get it so that you get people to carry your stuff, they die, and you don't have to split it with that person? Is that the deal? I know your game. I know your game. But there's something to take care of before that. And they all look up, and there's a giant spider just looking right at them. And it's just sitting there in the middle of its giant web. Dungeon boss. Jinwoo, aka John Wick's Korean cousin. The Korean Baba Yaga. You should know all too well, but once the boss is defeated, the gate closes. Because of that, we must mine and transport the mana crystals before defeating the spider. Thankfully, it looks like it's sleeping after its stomach was filled. And this seems like the best chance to move the crystals. Chulbin, have you brought the equipment?
Sorry, who would expect there would be mana crystals in a C-rank dungeon? I left all the mining gear in the car.
Huh? Idiot. Didn't I tell you to make a habit of bringing it around with you?
I'm sorry.
This is troublesome. I apologize, but could you two guard this place? I think we'll have to go and bring our equipment.
Are you telling us to stay here by ourselves in the boss room?
It's fine. I don't think it's the type to attack unless you enter its territory first. Oh, he's leaving them to die. Because if they die, that's less people they have to divide with. Left all their mining equipment in the car. It literally shows a panel. It literally shows the same panel with Jin carrying a backpack full of pickaxes. They didn't leave their mining gear in the car. They want them to die in that boss room so that they don't have to split the reward with them. It's fine. I don't think it's the type to attack unless you enter its territory first. And it looks like it ate a lot and is sleeping right now. It should be okay for now as long as you don't provoke it. But you said this was your first raid, and it's Sung Jinwoo's first time in a C-rank dungeon as well. Trust my words, okay? That's a fake smile. After watching Naruto Shippuden and seeing Sai's fake smile, I know what fake smiles look like. That's a fake smile. He wants them to die. Do you think anything would happen when we are talking in loud voices for some time already? I have something to say to the others as well, so we'll go and have a smoke. Then we'll be back. Suspect. He lying. By regulation, C-rank gates must be entered with at least 10 people, excepting you, Jinho, and the guard's members. Excepting Eugene Ho and I, the squad's members are 8. You know how hard it is to bring a healing hunter to a personal attack force? We always did it this way. That means they're entering C-rank gates like this. Enough tells me that they've always done it this way. Ju Huan. Of course, there would be no need to fill up 2 empty spots. Block the boss room's entrance. Yep, called it. He wants them to die in there. I knew there was something going on. Not just the fame and glory, but there's more rewards for everyone if some people don't return from these gates. Block the boss room's entrance. And Yu Wan just glares the same way. And then Jin Ho looks on like, what's going on? And he pretty much just they pretty much blow up the entrance to the boss room. Huh? The entrance! Those jerks are the lizards. Yo! The warning was not because of the monsters, not because of the creatures in the gates, but the people he was traveling with. And thus concludes Chapter 20 of Solo Leveling. I'm going to go ahead and bring the next chapter up and bookmark it so that way I can have it ready for the next time as we read the next 10 chapters of Solo Leveling. Ooh, I like this. Oh, I really like this. 2 hours? I've been doing this for 2 hours? Good lord, I need to go eat. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for my read-through of Solo Leveling chapters 11 through 20. Thank you, Shonen Sensei, for looking out for me when it comes to reading through chapters, because I know I've missed some things, but not enough for me to be completely out of the loop, so thank you for that. Thank you, everyone who has shown up for today's read-through for Solo Leveling. I look forward to reading the next 10 chapters on Thursday, same time, same channel. Same bat time, same bat channel. But overall, I am enjoying this manga a lot. I really am. I understand why people like it so much. Overall, I can't wait to see what happens when they actually get this thing animated and see how it goes from there. Hopefully we'll get it stateside. But overall, I'm enjoying the story. Jin literally becoming stronger and stronger. That's sad, it's over. I know, but I only to pace myself properly and give me more than enough time to do this multiple times on end. I'm doing 10 chapters. It's up to chapters 123 or 124, so I should be able to get through this within a certain amount of days. So it shouldn't take long for me to fully catch up to where this manga is. But me doing it 10 at a time is a perfect pace for me. It gets so good at chapter 23, then I can't wait to read it on Thursday then, so I look forward to seeing you guys here. But before I go, I just like to thank you guys for coming out to see me today. It really does mean a lot. I enjoy to do this, and you guys are really, you guys really are helping me get closer and closer for me being able to do this full time, so that way I can devote more time to doing what I love and using my talents for the good of mankind. So thank you. Thank you, Shonen Sensei, Candy Girl, Anime Juke, Kohagen, everyone who showed up here today. And thank you for all the donations. It really does help me out. You guys don't have to do that, but I still appreciate it nonetheless. It just means that, hey, I'm doing something right. And I'm doing something worth donating to. So I'm still surprised by that. It's not all my skills. It's because God just keeps showing me favor on this channel. And I'm thankful that you guys enjoy what I do. I love this. I will never stop doing this. But overall, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you happen to be a brand new person on the channel here today and you liked what you saw here today, then maybe consider subscribing, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.